In this CSS quick tip today, we're going to be learning about feature detection in CSS with the @supports property. Follow along. All right, in this CSS lesson, we're going to be looking at feature detection in CSS using the @supports property with some fancy advanced things. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now you can see here in my HTML, I've just got a single header tag, heading 1 tag here, and then I've got a paragraph of text which has a whole bunch of text on it. Now, with CSS moving as quickly as it does, there's new features that come out all of the time. And a lot of times we want to take advantage of those features, but they're not widely supported in all the browsers. So what we can now do is use this property called @supports for testing for specific CSS feature availability inside of a browser within CSS. So we do feature detection within CSS itself. So what we can do, I'm just going to go through a couple of these to show you the general idea, and then we'll look at a quick sample here. So we can test for support of custom properties or CSS variables by doing this. So just like you have other media queries, you say @supports, and then inside of the media query, you write this CSS variable. So -- foo green, right? And then if the browser supports custom properties, then this CSS would execute and the custom properties would, of course, be used. So that's how we can do a feature detection to see if browsers support custom properties. Now we can also test for support of just regular CSS properties. So I can say @supports, and then I can say text align last justify. Now this is a CSS property that's not supported in every single web browser. So if the web browser does support that, I can then go ahead and use it. So I can say my paragraph tags are going to have all the text align left of justify, and this will only be applied in browsers that support the property. Now in the third example here, we can also test for negation or opposites. So we use the keyword not. So I can say @supports not text align last justify. So this is the same example as before, except I'm seeing if the browser doesn't support it. So in this case, what I can do, for example, like a browser like Safari may not support this text align last property. So because it doesn't support it, I can do a fallback and then just say, okay, fine, just use the regular old text align and just say justify. Now you'll actually see over here in the preview, again, this depends on your browser, but in my browser right here, this last line you can see behaves differently. Watch what happens when I refresh over here, not refresh, but stretch this little preview out. See how that last line is automatically sort of justifying itself? So that's what's happening here with these feature detections. It will take a look at your browser, test its CSS features, and then you can apply rules or, in this case, fallbacks in things that aren't supported. Now, in this last property, there's a new CSS selector. It's a pseudo element. It's called the :is property. And it's really kind of fancy. It basically allows you to have a more succinct way of writing grouped-based selectors. Traditionally, if I wanted to write a selector where I wanted to have the unordered lists and children that are list items and or ordered lists with children that are list items, I would have had to do it in this fashion with a comma, with a group selector. Well, the new is property allows me to check for both. So this says if it's an unordered list with a child or if it's an ordered list with a child list item, go ahead and apply the CSS here. Now, not all browsers are going to support this is selector because it's a brand new selector. So what we can do is we can use feature detection to see if the browser supports that. So I can say if the browser does not support this selector is, then I would write my fallback CSS and use the old method where we have grouped selectors. Okay. Now you may ask yourself, well, why don't I just use the group selector to begin with and not provide fallbacks? But that's the whole point of fallbacks, right? It allows for graceful degradation of your code as you evolve and kind of keep to pace with the modern CSS and technologies that are coming out. So feature detection using @supports is very, very powerful, and you can use it in all sorts of clever ways to make your website behave and run as you expect on different web browsers, even though they're not all in the same feature set.